DCG, how many times have we been like, what is going on here? And they've just proven themselves correct every single time.
Yeah, and usually we figure out what the idea was pretty quickly with this team.
And by the way, think of this. Like, DCG are winning this game. I'm calling it now.
Yeah.
Look at their team fight. They've got Nico, they've got Callista, Rumble, Jarvan, and then an Aatrox on top of that.
Yeah, when you have this much CC for Aatrox, he can really destroy these team fights. Renekton's not going to be bringing nearly as much, but there is a Smolder.
Yeah, but what is Smolder doing?
Yeah, you'd rather have a more single target that against the Smolder, so he might be able to avoid some of this AoE engage from DCG.
Maybe. It is going to be hard though, right? Because Udipon's going to have to play so safe. Generally, like, yes, you're like, oh, we can hit a frontliner and that all bounces out, do a lot of damage. But if you are in range of hitting a frontliner, that means almost certainly you're in range from getting knocked up by the Pop Blossom. Taco's probably somewhere behind you.
Yeah.
665 as well. Flash Cataclysm, all of a sudden you're losing a summoner.
Yeah, Harp eats a chunk.
Yeah.
From Comet Rumble, pretty standard. Usually we're talking about it in the top lane.
And what do you know? Aria's also... I mean, honestly, the side of DCG are going to have two winning lanes. I don't really know the Aatrox Renekton currently. I know before, Renekton tends to be a little bit weaker, levels 1, 2. Level 3 gets his own and really can trade back quite heavily. But Aatrox does just seem like a stronger champion right now. But we'll see how it all fares out.
Yeah, I agree with that. In the laning phase, probably going to be prio to Renekton, especially like you said, level 3, once you have 2 dashes, it's pretty hard for Aatrox to ever land any meaningful damage on the Renekton. So, yeah, for now, Ray Farkey getting these waves in, and DFM completely zoned off their wave. 665 making his way down bot, Steel making his way down bot. I don't think we'll see Nocturne make an appearance.
Oh, we got to land those. Oh, we did. Oh, my God.
Udapon loses half his HP.
Just for fun.
Trying to just stay in XP range. And DFM have ignored the Smolder, but with the Lucian taken away from them.
Oh, -1.
Maybe they prefer it over the Varus.
I think this could be... I mean, Chi-Chi currently, I believe, has the record for slowest evolve.
Yeah, this could be rough.
We could see Udapon contesting that.
Especially if they pull off the dive that they seem to be looking for in the bot lane here.
Yeah, Steel is here, but Nocturne not going to be all that fantastic. I think great pathing for him to recognize what could be going on, and this is going to be a 3v3 under the tower. Orca's going to be going down. First blood, Steel picks that one up. Udapon, though, almost is taken out anyway.
Yeah, still has heal, but a massive outplay from DFM, honestly.
Ray Farkey, he's been solo killed a couple times, and he's looking to return the favor, but not yet. Oh my God! Matched flashes as Arya and Cascada tooth and nail here in the mid lane, but it is going to be ultimately no real advantage to either of them. A couple of CS in favor of Arya, but not all that meaningful.
Yeah, wave just slightly better for Arya. 665 not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, but he got two crabs.
Yeah, going to slow Nocturne level 6 down a bit.
Oh, Harp.
Uh-oh.
He does get the cleanse there out of Tide, but does take a sizable chunk. Ooh, doesn't land that second.
Oh no, this
wave. Harpoon, yeah. Now, how is Udapon farming this one?
It looks like Callista's recalling. Yeah, I guess Tide can't stay, so he should be okay.
No, Orca's there.
Yeah, I mean, Rumble's scary. It has delayed his support item a lot on the Rumble, so they're betting a lot on being able to snowball the spot lane, and so far, so good for DFM.
Yeah, I think Steel probably recognized what's coming through. I mean, level 3 Jarvan gank. Everyone's versed that in solo queue hundreds of times. And then, of course, you just have a Callista on the other side. You're kind of expecting a dive to come through. Right place, right time. Manages to secure himself that first blood. Puts DFM on the board, but I still think this is going to be a pretty rough lane for Udapon. Orca did recall, got his World Atlas now.
Yeah, must have just farmed up a little CS while Tide was in base. But this does allow DFM to crash this wave, I think.
Oh, Steel. I mean,
Taco has priority for now.
Yeah, but it is going to be that one Void Grub picked up, and he'll probably be pretty happy with that alone and move on over to this mid lane. Dark Passage used, but Won't quite get the spell shield off at the right time.
But I think he's happy with one Void Grub, gets him to level 5, and now he can go clear his bot side. And probably isn't getting level 6 just off the Krugs and the Raptors. Does have to find something.
There was a couple of on-the-way pings there for DCG into this bot lane.
Yeah.
Nice Harp just using his E there to give some movement speed to Utapon, who's farming a lot better than you'd probably hope as DCG.
Yeah, and he's even gone for the cull as well.
Not at 25 stacks though, so he's certainly getting them gold, but not really getting the stacks that you might want.
Yeah, we kind of saw a similar thing last time. Arya might have just killed Cascada, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be able to find it. Solo Bolo in the mid lane. Cascada goes down. This is generally what we consider a Nico-favored matchup, but at least not on this occasion. Steel.
Again, right place, right time. Is here just slightly before 665. Doesn't let them set anything up on his bot lane. And very well played so far in the early game by DFM.
Absolutely it is. DCG, though, they're going to use all this priority in the bottom lane to pick themselves up a dragon. We'll see what happens.
So E down for Cascada now, and then Arya, I'm guessing, just ults him.
Yeah.
Barely doesn't make it out of the Orianna ult and just gets chased down.
And the command dissonance still on the floor, giving Arya that speed boost.
Yeah, not much you can do about this once you get hit by the shockwave. Yeah, so I thought the trade of flashes wasn't going to be that impactful, but I guess no flash against an Orianna. You can find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, 665 though, he's nearly level 6, I imagine. So Arya's going to have to be careful until his flash is up. Obviously, feeling pretty comfortable now for himself. Has that lost chapter. Never going to really run into mana problems for the rest of this game. And Cascada yet to pick up that Hextech alternator.
Yeah, it's nice getting the extra gold on a champ that has to build a tier as well. Can slow down your early game, but you know, getting a kill just completely makes up for that.
Beautiful being left alone, going to land the slow, but flat, over the wall, back to safety. Harp, though, he's on the roam, possibly looking for Cascada. No flash still for the Nico, of course.
Utapon is alone in a 1v3 down here.
Yeah.
He's going to go down almost definitely. Has to ult the wave.
Is going to. Of course, this is just another wave that cannot be stacked upon.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely impactful for the Smolder timing. Getting him, you know, forcing him to ult waves and forcing him to back off waves.
Okay, Cascada does have level 7, and similarly, Steel, the jungler for DFM, has Paranoia now available, so everyone has to be just that little bit more worried and concerned of the location of Steel on the Nocturne.
Yeah, Harp has spent so much time hovering mid. I think they were worried about Arya's flash being punished while just as Jarvan hits 6.
Oh, still, Pop Blossom gonna not land it!
Wow.
Equalizer does come through, the flash Cataclysm. You may have dodged out of that Pop Blossom. Nice return damage from the Shockwave, but just everything thrown, the entire kitchen sink was absolutely lobbed at this Orianna, and they do manage to find a punish. And it was while Flash was back up, so now he's going to have Flash no longer.
Yeah, can be punished again by this Jarvan.
Oh, Taco.
Ray Farkey recalling on a ward. He should be okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like there's kill pressure in that.
Man, it looked like Arya had outplayed that go, but it's not much outplaying a Jarvan without your flash. Especially when he's willing to commit his flash. And Harp commits so much time mid lane, and the moment he leaves, DCG make the play.
Yeah, great timing.
Yeah, could have maybe gone down for his mid laner. I don't think he turned that around ever, but could have saved Arya.
Yeah, maybe. They did, well, I mean, I say they. Arya did do a lot of damage to Cascada with the Shockwave, but it's hard to tell. Steel hovering top, has that Paranoia available, but we'll see 665 recalling on a ward and just choose to pick himself up these Void Grubs.
Yeah, every cooldown used by DCG in the mid lane means Steel can be pretty confident that no Nico or Jarvan is showing up to these grubs. We'll see if he goes for all of them or just the one. Gonna take all of them.
Yeah, why not?
Not much else to do on the map. Can go for his red buff after this. Oh, just 2.
Crash down.
Yeah, expect a lot of this now. Jarvan ult coming back up. Orianna no flash, so both teams are just going to be playing around this mid lane.
Yeah, Dragon in a minute 30. Of course, there is going to be the Pop Blossom available for Chris Carter. And obviously, we said it before, the team fighting AoE that comes out of DCG is so immense that any 5v5 in the river, you do have to favor DCG. They're at a 1k gold disadvantage. Well, not quite. They actually brought it back a little bit since I last looked. But 20 CS in the mid lane, somewhat off the back, of course, of that solo kill that Arya was able to find.
Yeah, and while all the attention is on the mid lane, Yutapon is going to struggle in the 1v1 against the Kalista.
Yeah, Ray Faki might be looking for a solo kill here. Not going to be able to. Taco trading ults with that Renekton, and we'll be able to recall now. And of course, as this game progresses, it's going to get progressively easier and easier for Taco.
Now, does Taco TP back here? Because it kind of gives up the dragon if he does. Because Ray Farki's going to be able to recall here and walk back to lane and keep his TP.
Yeah, the Ravenous, or not the Hydra, the Tiamat being completed means maybe he actually doesn't have the time to just walk back to lane. He might just choose to come to this team fight with teleport, but he's probably going to be losing a plate or two. And I think as DCG, you can be pretty happy as that. Is going to get stunned up. Shockwave does come through. Chris Carter's trying to find some return damage, but not really all that much to speak of. And now that it's going to be a 4v5 at best for DCG, Ray Faki is going to just commit that teleport to the top side.
Yeah, Arya still has to be careful in the mid lane now. You know, Orca going down. Nico and Jarvan should still have the damage to kill him.
Nice trade there out of Taco. Dragon started up. Orca has respawned, and he can get down here, throw an equalizer, and so now it is essentially a 4v4. No teleport for Ray Faki on the Renekton. He's not even coming down. These top laners will not be appearing at this Dragon. Pop Blossom available. No flash for Arya still, and no Shockwave, importantly, either. Looks like he's just going to look for a recall, and Dragon number 2 most likely picked up here for DCG.
Yeah, and I thought once we saw Ray Farki TP to the top lane, DFM were never going to be hitting this Dragon, even up a man. But yeah, they start the Dragon and just instantly have to get off it. Definitely don't want to risk a fight. Whether they win or lose is kind of secondary to... It's not ever worth taking this fight.
Yeah, Arya did poke his head around top side, maybe looking to see if anything truly could have happened. Paranoia coming out straight onto Tide. He has the flash, he has the cleanse, and he's not even going to need it. Just dodging away there with this Kalista. And it's going to just be the Paranoia for naught. 665 even. Maybe they're going to look for something. I think that should deny it. But Chris Carter's in the area. This will be 4v5. Arya's nowhere near. Doesn't have teleport. Yutapon's trying to stay at this tower. We'll see if DCG can find anything. At least for now, it's just 665 trying to hit this jungle camp, take the Krugs. Yutapon all alone here at the tower, has his flash, has his heal. Equalizer down means it's a little bit harder. 665 even, he might be caught out. Fear comes through, Crashdown also going to land. Fate's Call is going to have to be flashed away from by Harp, and all things considered, pretty big win for DCG there.
Yeah, you got to be happy with that. They picked up a plate or two in that play as well. But Yutapon lands quite a bit of poke damage onto them and makes that dive way too difficult in a 3v3 anyway. Harp definitely going to be missing the flash on Rel.
Yeah, a lot harder to find those big magnet storms without the flash.
Yeah, going to be down for next Dragon.
Can sometimes make it work with the Hex flash, but it requires a lot more setup. Yutapon, 74 stacks, definitely slow.
Yeah.
Definitely very slow.
Yeah, and the game isn't exactly going slow either, just because 2 Dragons already for DCG.
That's right.
You probably want to fight the next one or find some way to get it.
And Ocean Soul too. That's a bit of a problem, I guess, for the Smolder, because of course you have that burn, percent health damage burn to try and get them to that execute threshold, but the problem is with the Ocean Dragon is while you're burning them, they're constantly healing back health, so the burn just has to be that much stronger for it to be as impactful as it generally is. And honestly, there's still so much time on this Kalista to be very strong. Nico strong, you know, Rumble very strong, Jarvan as well. They do fall off in comparison to DFM, but they still have a lot of time until that is truly going to be a factor.
Yeah, and Tide is at his strongest point in the game relative to the Smolder now. 1 item each, no stacks on the Smolder, not even the second evolve yet. Not even particularly close to the second evolve.
Top tower will be defended as Cruscada's going to be matching Ray Farkey as that Nico on the bot side.
Oh,
Ray Farkey having a pretty good game for himself. He's also got the Eclipse here on that Renekton, so going to be doing a lot of single target damage if he finds his way onto Cruscada, onto Tide.
Yeah, not going to be nearly as impactful as Taco on the Aatrox. Aatrox just a team fight menace, especially with this much CC on his team.
Yeah, has a Profane Hydra too. Top tower will be going down, I think. Yes, first of the game, so Arya going to get himself a nice lump sum of gold here.
Yeah, Arya massive this game.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-1. Finishing up that Archangel Staff, and the next time he uses those abilities, there you go.
Yeah, up a cool 20 CS as well. Taco looking at him though.
Yeah, maybe you're up CS, but does it matter? Is going to just get away from those Infernal Chains, but certainly you're seeing how much damage Taco can do now.
Yeah, that was scary. Immobile carries on the side of DFM. Immobile champs in general. Means this Aatrox could be very scary. So Udapon's stacking is going to be a lot better now, just sitting in the mid lane. He's a lot safer. Pretty much only Jarvan really posing a threat to him in this mid lane.
Yeah, Jarvan with an Equalizer on top of it, though, is always it's pretty scary. Haunting guys here for Orca, so I mean, it's either the Liandry's or the Riftmaker. I do kind of think it'll just be the Liandry's.
Yeah.
Just having an extra burn. You're not honestly not going to be able to find that many items in this game, so...
Yeah, not enough items to make Riftmaker, you know, to get the full value out of it. And this is a different Nocturne build than we're used to seeing.
Oh yeah, the Stridebreaker. Usually it's experimental X-Plane.
Yeah. Stridebreaker got a lot of buffs, so we've been seeing a bit more of it.
And does mean he's going to be able to stick onto his target just that much more. Maybe lose out on a bit of damage, but if you can keep auto-attacking, you do make up for it. Now, Dragon spawning, 26 seconds. There are every single spell available across the Rift, aside from Ray Farkey's Flash, which is probably going to be up or nearly up by the time this Dragon spawns.
Yeah, I think Harp's Flash is not going to be up, and that's a big team fight tool,
actually.
Especially with an Orianna on your team. If Rel can find an engage onto 2 or 3, that's always going to be a win with Orianna following up.
Rift Shield here going to be popped.
Yeah.
Udapon even hopping into it. Okay, this could be dangerous. We've seen mistakes like this before, but he's gonna be okay. It's a little scary for DCG to really engage.
3v4 especially.
Yeah. But in the meanwhile, it's bot lane priority that Cruscada's found for the side of DCG.
Yeah,
and
this is going to allow him to get a pretty nasty flank too.
Yeah, he's going to be able to find his way somewhere in this jungle and try and hide away from the vision from DFM, making it a lot harder for them to contest in the river.
Yeah, DCG kind of recognizing the urgency and hitting the dragon. Don't want to dance around for too long.
Yeah, Taco in the mid wave. He's going to get jumped on. Magnet Storm, everything really coming down. The Equalizer does be answered at by Orca, but Ray Farkey's teleported in. He's not teleported into a very good spot as he is just trying to slice, dice, flash away. Cataclysm comes out, but it doesn't really find its mark, and Cruscada's actually gone down on the back of that team fight. Did get off the Pop Blossom, but didn't seemingly find all that much. Tide flashing forward, Tide! Not got enough stacks for that Ren to execute, and all of a sudden it's Udapon full HP against so many low health members of the DCG team, and this Dragon seemingly a freebie for DFM if they're able to find their time to be able to hit it. Teleport available for Cruscada. It's 15 seconds away from him to respawn.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're hitting this. It's still very scary. These are high HP members on the side of DCG. They can definitely contest, and Steel might just go down to an Aatrox skew.
We're looking. Nice flash forward from Harp. He finds his way onto Tide, and just like that, it's a lot harder. Taco's on the back line. Taco's going to be able to find one. Orca takes that kill, actually. In comes Cruscada. It's being answered back, and Taco's still alive. Ray Farkey stuns the wrong member, and DCG, they lose the Dragon, but they're able to find 3.
Yeah, heroics from Steel at the end there to secure the Dragon as he barely goes down. And I think you're happy with that if you're DFM. It's a win for DCG in terms of the kills, but you're happy with that as DFM. That is, you know, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Udapon is probably getting to his stats before any soul fight is happening this game.
It was a close call. Taco somehow just living and living and living. Ray Farkey unfortunately stunning the wrong member at the end there. Lets him get on out. Taco, though, in that team fight, 4,000 damage on the Aatrox.
Yeah, terrifying on the Aatrox. You're just never going to have as much impact on the Renekton. You're kind of just a sponge. And Harp's Flash came up during that exchange, and he made really good use of it. And Cruscada just goes down to the Nocturne Orianna.
Yeah, even
combo.
lost his ult, so...
Very early in this fight. Or it might just not be the combo. Arya might just ult him here, yeah. Flashes out of the Orianna ult, but then Steel is able to pick him up.
Yeah, nice Valve shield by Steel.
Yeah, makes that easy. On the other side, Rayfarky has to flash away from the rest of DCG, and
picture. Equalizer's gone down, and it looks like that's not the only thing that's gone down. It's Harp as well. Cataclysm now coming out. Steel has no way out, but maybe it's 665 who's stuck in there with him. Nice. Root is going to almost take down Steel, but it's going to be answered back as Arya actually claims the kill there onto 665.
Yeah, and Tide went down earlier. I guess they used the Nocturne Orianna combo that time for Tide, and then DCG tried to turn it around, but Steel just stands in the Cataclysm with 665 and kills him.
And we're seeing what team fights look like if your Nico is not able to find a flank, not able to find a good ult. They look a whole lot different. Yeah, see what happens. Maybe just... Yeah, it is just the Orianna combo with the Nocturne.
Harp on the other two members, just completely locking them down, stopping Steel from being followed up on. They do eventually find their way onto him, but they've used so many cooldowns onto Harp that Steel just fights here with his spell shield attack speed buff, some Orianna shields.
Overheats with the shield as well. Maybe they could have got the kill if not, but what could have been, it was not to be, and DCG, they're going to lose their mid lane tower now. DFM looking pretty strong in this one. 5-1-2 on Arya's Orianna. We said he's a true carry threat, and he's really proven it here.
Yeah, solo AP on his team, so goes for a Shadow Flame. I like that a lot. And Yutapon is level 12. 150 stats.
Still a little bit away, but...
Yeah, very slow Smolder still, but it feels like DFM are going to get there at this point.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see how they don't. The goal difference, it's all DFM after the start, actually looking pretty decent for DCG outside of their first tower dive that got kind of botched. Rayfarky's going to clear up this minion wave, but maybe he's made a mistake. Slice and Dice got cancelled out by that Pop Blossom, and he is going to live through using that Dominus, but...
Yeah.
Big cooldowns, Cascada for the Dominus. It's not the worst trade in the world.
Yeah. Cascada just pretty behind, so doesn't have the damage. Nico already not going to be great at killing the tankier members of DFM. And 665 and Cascada not strong enough to take him out. Manages to kill the wave too while his team take the bot tower, I think.
Oh, why, that's a strong Orianna.
Yeah. And off of just outplaying in the mid lane 1v1, right?
Yep.
Has absorbed a lot of pressure this game from the Jarvan and the Rumble too. And that fight in the Dragon looks a lot worse if he doesn't find Cascada on that flank and isolates him. It's really hard to find these Nico plays if you keep finding yourself in 1v1s, like Cascada did in that Dragon fight. Harp fighting over vision. So 2 items now for 665. He's pretty big on the Jarvan, but he will still go down very quickly once the Smolder gets stacked.
Yeah, 2 items for Tide as well.
Arya almost has Rabadon.
We've seen this before. Flash not going to be good. He's going to get locked up. He's going to go down eventually. Arya finds it with the auto attack, but here comes the Pop Blossom. It's only onto 1, and that one's only Yutapon, this perfect member, but he's able to flash away. Double kill here for Arya on the Orianna as Orca's trying to run away. Taco now does arrive, has that World Ender available for himself, but all the big cooldowns for the rest of his teammates have been used, and Tide once again caught lacking on the mid wave. Means DFM are going to be able to secure their second dragon of the game.
Yeah, and this is massive for DFM. It's going to be really difficult unless Taco's feeling heroic.
Flash forward, crash down. They're going to be finding their way onto Orca. He is the support, but he's definitely a carry in his own sense. Taco, he's trying to find the damage and a bit of healing through that World Ender. Eventually he'll get out, the movement speed helping a lot, but DFM constantly finding more and more, and now here is that second dragon I talked of.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone can really realistically even go for a steal. They have no jungler here on DFM, but yeah, no one with enough range to steal except maybe a Rumble ulti that is down. They do get Yutapon's flash in that fight, but it doesn't feel like enough for how many members they lost and how many of their own cooldowns they lost.
192, 196 even.
Yeah, and he's going to pick up Raptors. DCG maybe going to hit a Desperation Baron here.
Oh yeah, just before Smolder's able to get stacks. Cascada clearing out the vision.
Yeah, and missing pings on Smolder, they know where he is.
Yeah, Cascada, I mean, he's on vision here. They're going to know very well where Cascada is. Half HP. Udapon does arrive Harp a little bit late to the play, and there's a lot of spears in this Baron. Through comes the combo. It's onto Cascada. Pop Blossom's going to come out. Nice root, a lot of damage, but is it going to be enough? This Baron's going to go down. It's going to be Tide who picks that one up, and Steel, he's running away so low, but out nonetheless. 665 will be going down. The Sterix never keeping him alive in that one. And eventually DCG, they're able to get out. They get the Baron, 3 members alive. What can they do with it though? DFM have a total of 30 seconds now in a 3v5 to push down these towers.
Yeah, really impressive from DCG kind of to recognize how close Udapon is to getting his stacks on Smolder. As bad as and forced as it might have looked, it was their last chance to fight a kind of favorable team fight.
Yeah, Orca going to be equalizer on the wave to try and clear it out, to try
Taco.
and save this tower. Taco's found his way on the back line. He's got that world into pop. He finds the flash. It's going to be 1. It might be 2. Can he find one more Q? Ari's going to flash away. Udapon does not have flash, but gets himself away. And all of a sudden, DFM have turned the switch. They are going mental trying to bring themselves back into this one.
Yeah, they pick up 2 kills for the Baron, which didn't feel so bad, and then Taco shows up a pretty heroic team fight from him, landing multiple man knockups on the Aatrox. We'll see what happens. They engage onto... I think they know that that is Cascada. I don't think they were fooled by the transform. 2 people get hit by Cascada's ultimate, and so difficult to steal against the Kalista on these objectives. Taco doing a good job getting out here is going to pay off later.
Yeah.
Once DFM try to siege, Arya gets caught in an equalizer, and it does end up just being Harp for Orca, so just a trade of the supports, but Taco finds a ridiculous flank.
Yeah, gets Arya's flash too, if you'll notice here.
Lands everything onto Udapon and Arya, and then Arya, a little easier to catch, has a much bigger shutdown, so goes for him instead, gets his flash.
And 6-5 as well in that Baron pit. Realized the objective. He just sacrificed himself to make sure everyone else could get away, and correct decision, at least from my eyes.
Now DFM are at their stacks, but they do have to weather the storm a little bit against this Baron.
Cascada is a ward.
They may have to just give up this tier 1.
Yeah, Udapon trying to defend it. Nice equalizer there onto 3, and Will into
splits
Harp.
them.
He's going to get knocked up. He's able to get away, and that's an Aatrox ult used. It was answered by the Paranoia. So all of a sudden, that Nocturne Orianna combo will be on cooldown for a reasonable amount of time. Of course, you don't want to be losing Taco's ult, but maybe giving a bit of safety here to both Tide and Cascada could be worth it.
Yeah, nice usage of the Nocturne ult just to disengage that fight. It was a really nice Rumble ulti from Orca.
Harpy's trying to turn it. Magnustorm, though, it's only going to land on the Cascada, and even then, not very well. He finds the one-man Pop Blossom, and Ford goes 6-5. Arya doesn't have any flash. Fate's Call used, but a fantastic Shockwave finds 2. Orca's in the fight. There is no world into here for Taco, who should be so much of their damage, and Udapon has the execute. 1 down. Ray Faki finds the next, and a 2-4-4 in favor of DFM.
Yeah, they finally find the clean engage onto Arya. That's only his 2nd death of the game on the Orianna, but he turns it around with a massive ulti, and then at that point, Udapon's already got his stacks. 3 items as well, I think. No, just 2 items, and is still enough to take over that fight when they use so much on Arya and Harp. All the towers going down for DFM now. We thought they might be weathering the storm, but they just win that fight off the back of a massive Orianna ult. So it's a lot used on Harp initially in this fight. They kind of outplay him here. He misses everything, but the Nika ult committed feels like a bit much to me, and they do find their way onto Arya, but this ult was ridiculous. Taco does pick up 1k here, but at this point, Udapon has just been free hitting for so long, has so much front lines still up for him as well.
Yeah. Fighting the 2-man Shockwave onto both the carries.
Yeah, ridiculous.
While Aatrox doesn't have ult, I mean, how much better does it get than that? You can see DFM's coaches, they're looking a bit stressed until it succeeded in a celebration time. But it's not over yet. DCG, they've come back from worse.
Now, how hard will Cascada commit?
Cascada! Pop Blossom onto 2! It's onto the carries! Arya! He's got 665 on him, and Taco will be able to get there! Goes golden for now, does Ariana, and it's going to be the execute. Udapon with those stacks. So crucial. It's a 2 for 2. As things stand, Cascada, though, alive, finding the damage onto Harp, and Udapon is is fairly untouched. It's still 2 for 2. Udapon, though, he's going forward. And by God, how close are these fights? Cascada finally landing with his ultimate, but the follow-up just was not there.
Yeah, it feels like maybe just too little too late from Cascada. Udapon is so massive in these fights, and with this strong of an early game champion, he is able to take over these fights.
Tides here. Aria's come back with that teleport. Cascada not got the Pop Blossom just yet. And 1 kill, 2 kills, 3 kills for Udapon.
Yeah, I think the Smolder is just too much to handle with a fed Orianna to deal with. 2, it's just, yeah, unmanageable. 8k damage in that fight. And, you know, it's Aria with double-digit kills this game, I think, but 8k damage out of the Smolder. Nice play from Cascada. I wonder if they knew, because it's 2 pinks standing on top of each other, right?
I mean, who
nice
expects
flash.
this?
Yeah, nice flash. Catches every meaningful target on the side of DFM, but Aria with a nice Sonya's here. It looks like Taco's just going to be able to kill him, but Udapon's doing so much damage already at that point. Aria actually lives and TP's back to the Dragon.
Yeah, so close to getting that Orianna down, but no cigar, and it turns out to be an unofficial Penta.
Yeah, and Aria is buying so much space from Udapon. He's not even needing to position all that well. They have to focus this Orianna.
Yeah, no Zhonya's now for Aria. Flashback available though, of course. Udapon doesn't have flash, so I think this next team fight, even though the Guardian Angel is there, could very well be DCG realizing it's time for this Smolder to be our main target.
Yeah, and I like that DFM haven't tunneled too hard on the Nocturne Orianna combo.
Yeah.
They've kind of just used it when it seemed appropriate, and otherwise just used the champs as individual pieces.
It's something we can't say for most of the PCS teams, because they
just off cooldown. Yeah, off cooldown, spamming the Nocturne Orianna.
Now DFM, they are firmly ahead now. They are 1 dragon away from claiming themselves as Ocean Soul. They have 4 items, all the stacks in the world on the Smolder, a 10 and 2 Orianna, and a front line that is very hard for Tide to ever get through. Cascada, though, 1 big Pop Blossom can be the difference maker. Taco on a flank, Pop Blossom, Cataclysm. There is so much threat.
Yeah, Taco's wielding purely damage.
Harp's on a flank. Paranoia comes through. It's going to be onto 665. Definitely not the target they want, but a massive Magnustorm, a massive Shockwave, and down will go Cascada. I was talking about the Pop Blossom. He's not even going to get it off. Tide, though, he's able to find 1 back for himself. He's kiting. He's able to get down another kill. But the flash forward, triple kill now for Udapon, and all of a sudden, all that remains is 665, and DFM are going to be able to march down and take the base here of DCG, maybe. It is 3v1, but it does feel like the Smolder is just not contestable.
Yeah, and I'm in disbelief that this is the first time we've seen DFM play Smolder and prioritize it in the playoffs, because Udapon is positioning just flawlessly in every fight. Every fight I'm seeing an engage out of DCG, and I'm trying to find the Smolder, and he's always untouched somewhere where he's still able to deal damage. It's a tall order for 665 to defend this now.
Yeah, can he get the minion wave down? It's 9 seconds on Cascada. He does have everything available, but 665 is not going to be able to live. Execution comes through yet again. Udapon will be finding his 10th kill of the game, 27-13. It was close at the start, but DFM, they weather the storm, they get to those stacks, and they take over the game. Game number 1, DFM.
Yeah, and I'm